Hey everyone, Corey here, and welcome back to another Minecraft video. In this video, you'll expect to see me do another trial chamber. You know, it's just an episode holding point at this point. It has to be done every episode. And I also will be going to the end with Sienna. Thank God we finally got this done after about 200 days that I felt like. Anyway, enough rambling, let's just get straight into the video. I do start with going to the trial chamber, and on my way I did actually come across a jungle temple, which I did get quite a lot of loot from, but you know, I didn't really have time to be slacking and just hunting down in the jungle temple, to be honest. I did get quite a lot of good stuff from it though, so I'm not going to complain, but I did need to kind of hurry up and get there. I went to the trial chamber and I thought it had been raided already by one of us, but it actually was a mine shaft that I kept finding like weird bits throughout, but you know, it doesn't matter. I had to get like straight to it. I then raided some of the chests and I actually got some pretty decent loot once again. And you know, as it goes, I dump all my stuff and got straight to mining. I then gathered myself some trapdoors, thank God, because I had ran out, and I did make over a stack in my house, but you gotta run out eventually. It all went onto my fountain, and after that, it was all gone. I then blocked off the spawners because I actually wanted to do the trial chamber, which took me ages, by the way. So like here is me then drinking my potion, which spawned even harder ones, which didn't take me too long to do, but I did it all for some potatoes, which I don't think I appreciate. But you know, at least it's some food. I then went up to the next level and did the next load of skeletons, and my accuracy here is absolutely horrible. What am I doing? Anyway, I then had to finish that off, and I got some food again. Thank you Minecraft. I really appreciate all my time and effort that I put into it. Almost dying. But however, I did get the big vault key, which I then actually got a, what are those called? A template and some emeralds. I got quite a lot of emeralds. I got 47 after that. I'm quite impressed. It makes up for all the food that I got before. I then kept getting hit by these stupid flying things that fall down on you. I think that's a potion effect, and I don't know why it spawns, but it's so annoying. I then did some breeze, and why are they so annoying to kill? Like, what do you mean they're just jumping over me? I then wiped out that whole room, which didn't take too long, but I don't know, I just wanted to get this over and done with. So I then collected some trapdoors, as I normally do, and with all these slime following me too. And then looked for a way out and got home, but I didn't record this because I think I ran out of storage, but I'm not entirely sure. I then collected blocks because we needed to go to the end, which is finally where we decided to go. Yeah, see, day 185. Like, what do you mean we haven't done it by day 100? I then collected a bow, some arrows, and you know, took a villager bed, which I don't think they'd appreciate, to be honest. I already robbed them enough as it is. I then gathered some gunpowder and I gathered some sugarcane because I needed rockets, which I was thinking in advance because otherwise I'd be getting my lighter for nothing. I then got on my crafting table and crafted my rockets, and I waited for Sienna to head over. Look how slow she is. Oh my God. Pace of a snail, I swear to God. Anyway, we then looked at my XP farm for a good second because Sienna didn't know how it worked or what it was. We then went to bed and then headed straight on our way, which Sienna keeps thinking a bit risky when I do all these jumps, but I have feather falling 4, so it's all good. On our way, it's actually not too far away from my house, which I'm so thankful for because it did save a lot of time, and you'll see why in a second. It's actually very pretty on the way there. Like, I was quite shocked. But there also was a lot of swimming, so I probably should have brought a boat. But, you know, it's whatever. Then found a ruin near the portal, and halfway there, I realised I didn't bring the Eyes of Ender. It was more than halfway. It was like 3/4 to like 4/5. I headed back after Sienna kind of told me off, and I realised my wrongings. So, you know, I'm just mad at myself, honestly. I should have realised I didn't bring them. And it's quite a trek back to my house too. Like, look at all these mountains I have to cross. I probably could have just gone on the way back, I did, but it's fine. I then grabbed my Eyes of Enders and decided to head straight back because I had to get there as soon as possible. And imagine if I had a lighter doing this. I would have been there within a snap of a finger. I would have been there and back within 2 minutes. But while I was away, Sienna had been like looking around for the portal, and she still couldn't find it by the time I was back, so I had to help her. We then worked together for about, a good 5-10 minutes trying to find it. And we did get it in the end somehow. But it was very tucked away. And I'd been here before, so I roughly knew kind of where it was. But look, this is me finding it. I'm actually very happy I found it because we were there for a good minute. And of course, we needed 12 Eyes of Ender. Thank God I had that though. And I built that in. And then this is me putting all my eyes in individually. During the last eye, I said, oh, see you on the other side. And, yeah. I missed it. And then this is me just standing still in a bit of disbelief of what just happened. And then me and Sienna just being like, what the hell? I then had to head back home again and grab some blaze powder and had to travel all the way back. But, getting there wasn't too bad. And look, we're back, just like that. And I'll see you on the other side. There we go. We did actually get a good spawn. It wasn't floating over the air, so we then obviously just run onto the island instantly, which is quite good. And we got straight to work. I just have too much good accuracy these days. I need to be stopped. Like, look at me hitting most of these shots. This is me randomly slaughtering the Ender Dragon, even though there were things to be doing. I don't know why I did that. I then built up to this and broke the metal bar cell over it, and I broke the Eye of Ender in there, which wasn't too bad. I thought it would kill me, to be honest, but it didn't. I then shot that one down, and I shot that one down, but then the Ender Dragon got in the way, and then look, I hit it right after, so that just proves that I'm too good. And this is me just checking then if there's anything else, and Sienna broke that last one. We then decided to kill the Ender Dragon, and of course, she then decided to, fly off. Appreciated that. But then, shot her a few times with my great accuracy, and then this is me trying to hit a shot, and what is this? Where was that going? That was not hitting anyone. That wouldn't have hit Enderman if that was even not on peaceful. Anyway, she came back and we then slaughtered her down. She was so low for so long. And then she obviously finally came back down. And look, so we killed the Ender Dragon and got all of our XP, thank God. Because we both needed it so much. I did end up going up to 55 levels because of this. I then built up to the dragon egg and clicked it. And it fell inside the portal. And we never saw it again. Like, I checked everywhere. I checked spawn, I checked where we put our beds just in case. It literally is nowhere to be found. I then built up to the end portal teleporter, if that's what it's called, and we went straight in with water. Me and Sienna debated on who should go first, and it ended up being Sienna, but look how big she is. She couldn't get into the portal, but it was whatever. She finally got in the end. After Sienna went in, I decided to go in, and we got in and we were thousands of blocks away from the first end city that was even near us with Elytra. So we decided to get, straight build into it, and thank God I brought all those cobblestone blocks. And look, as you would see, that is our first end city. I will only be showing 2 though, because I went to, I think, about 15. And obviously that would be a lot of footage to cut down, and I think it'd be quite boring if you guys just saw the same thing over and over again. But as you can see, I did get some pretty decent loot. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. It was just a lot of gold and iron, but you can't complain when it's free loot. I then got some more emeralds and gold and shoved all my junk into my ender chest and broke it, and I'm not stupid. I do promise I'm not stupid. I literally break them on purpose because I want to get obsidian for my farms, like my nether portals. And then collected blocks and built up to the ship, broke in and collected the brewing stand. I went down and chucked Sienna my bottles because I don't want them, so she can carry those. I got my loot and it was not great, I can't lie. The loot in these were worse than the ones in the one before. But we killed the shulker box after and took a little moment to collect my elytra, which wasn't too bad. But after all that, I shoved my elytra on and I had to fly to the next end city to get Sienna her first pair of elytra because we both wanted them. And it just wouldn't have made sense if we travelled by foot. So I flew in my rockets, collected a elytra for Sienna. I then killed the shulker box and once again looted it, and it was actually decent loot in this one, which I'm quite happy for. Grabbed the elytra and headed straight back to Sienna, and I didn't realize it, but she was right at the bottom, so I then glided all the way down. And look, there she is, and I very gracefully landed. I then dropped Sienna her elytra, and as she was putting it on, it made mine dookie grey, which I didn't appreciate. So I was like, oh, let me put my cape back on, put the Steve one on, and I changed hers to Steve, which I didn't realise. But you can see it kind of in the background. I then put my pink one back on because the pink one is much prettier. And look, our wings are finally pink. I love them. They're so cute. I love the pink wings. Anyway, this is Sienna abandoning me, running away after I just went through all this effort trying to get her wings. She then flies away. No, she doesn't fly away. She runs away, and I fly off to my next end city, which I ended up looting. However, that is all I did collect. However, I'm not showing them all, obviously, because there was a lot. But this is like everything I kind of collected all together. I got loads of spare tools. I also then got loads of armor, and then this is the next one full of armor. I then also, oh, that's my one. Oops. And then I also then got like 11, 12, 13 pairs of elytra, and then that's just my spare shulker box with all my stuff in it. Anyway, that does conclude this video, very sadly. I know it was kind of a short one and a quick one once again, and that's me flying into a wall, because I tried to fly up in the air to do my outro, but it didn't work. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.